What are we supposed to do? We're running out of time.
I just don't know. I feel like I'm losing hope.
Whatever shall we do?
Wait, what's that?
Oh, my lanterns. It's a sign.
An answer.
A flash of hope.
This is our answer.
We'll find a place to eat now. What do you have to tell us? It's Chick-fil-A.
Let's go grab a bite.
Frostbytes!
Hey guys, it's Fletcher.
And Brian.
And this month's Frostbite is just... I can't even.
It's gonna knock your pickle socks off.
Yeah. And here comes the question. Are you ready?
Oh boy. I'm so ready. I'm ready.
Ooh, he's ready. Okay. Why is it so hard to talk to leaders?
Wow, that's a pretty big question.
It really is. For some reason, if you have a problem that needs to be fixed, or maybe an idea to share, just talking to a leader seems like the toughest thing to do sometimes.
Yeah, why is that?
Well, it's got a lot to do with fear. Even legitimate fears, things we really should be careful about. But nothing that should prevent us from keeping open communication.
Yeah, that definitely seems like the biggest danger. There are a lot of bad ways to communicate, but they are all better than not communicating at all. There should be nothing to be afraid of.
Good point. What's an example?
There are situations where I need my leader to do something for me, but I'm afraid it might just be a want instead of a need.
Okay, well, what's the worst case scenario if you speak up about it?
They might say that I'm being selfish or inconsiderate, or think that I'm not being a good worker, and I can't do anything right. Can't do anything right!
Okay, calm down. Is your request selfish?
That's a good question.
Because if it is...
Then I don't have to be hurt if they say so.
Right. And if it's not...
Then I have nothing to worry about. You know, even if it is just a matter of personal preference, your leaders want to know about it. Always. You do matter. Just be careful not to nag or put your needs above others.
Bringing up any idea has the possibility of rejection, and I'm afraid of my ideas being shot down. I'm not sure how I would handle it.
It doesn't matter if they like it. If it's a good idea, then great. If not, there's no real harm in being rejected.
Yeah, I know. But it still hurts.
You're right. How do you get past the pain of feeling rejected?
In my experience, it takes practice. You can know in your head that it's okay to hear no, and that all the best ideas come after many other bad ideas. But it's tough to put that thinking into practice, unless you have had opportunities to implement that mindset.
Yeah, or in other words, you have to experience rejection to learn how to handle it.
Exactly. Every time you feel rejection, it's just another opportunity to learn how to have the right mindset in it. Don't shy away from the possibility of that.
Okay, so we know we don't have to worry about taking our needs or our ideas or talking about them, but what if I see something wrong that needs to be fixed?
If I see something that concerns me, I'm afraid it might come across harshly to a leader who could feel hurt or embarrassed that something is working inefficiently.
Here again, you don't want the other person to feel like they can't do anything right.
Can't do anything right!
Most leaders are pretty good at getting past their insecurities, but honestly, we could all use a little help here.
As long as you keep in mind the basic principles of constructive criticism and pair your suggestions with some encouragement, there's really no way you can go wrong with this.
It's great to have suggestions for improvement.
Our restaurant leadership tries to be thorough, but due to the simple fact that there are more team members than there are Todd Schultzes, everyone will have good ideas to offer.
This dynamic goes beyond Chick-fil-A. This happens in many different scenarios.
What kind of scenario are you thinking of, Fletcher?
Well, it probably has something to do with music.
I've directed small ensembles, 80-voice choirs in the church, bands, school groups, etc. Lack of communication means an ineffective performance, if you're speaking about musical performance, or in a work setting, it's not achieving the goals you could. It's lacking. When things click, when things come together, there's a unity that you cannot describe. You feel it. You may see it outwardly on someone's expression, but it's unspoken. And because again, it's not an individual one-on-one. It's a team effort. No matter if it's at a restaurant or an orchestra, whatever it is, it's just not one person. One person can almost make or break a group. But also the leader, him or herself, needs to be listened to. It must be a two-way street. There's almost a symbiotic relationship. If you come right down to it, if you're speaking of a musical group, let's say an orchestra or a band, the director, yes, is the traffic cop, so to speak, and will give directions, may stop a rehearsal and fix dynamics or wrong notes or whatever else, just to get folks together. But it needs to be two-way street.
That was wonderful. We'll find that in many different situations, talking to our leadership further stimulates the flow of progress. So, what was our question?
Why is it so hard to talk to leaders?
Exactly. And what did we find?
I can trust my leadership to take my thoughts seriously and honestly, so that a decision can be made for the good of the whole team.
The spirit of bringing up any idea is to edify one another, so I have no reason to be afraid of rejection. It is an opportunity for me and our system to grow.
To show my concern over inefficiency is to show that I care, and either we can find a way for the restaurant to improve, or I can learn more about our operations.
Anything can fall through the cracks, but by keeping our eye out for what can be done for the best for our team members and our leadership, we are going to make the store the best it can be.
Sounds good. We're always striving for improvement, so we hope you feel encouraged to innovate for the better.
Let's do it.
Yeah, that looks great. That was wonderful. We'll find that in many situations, talking to our leadership will further stimulate the flow of progress. No! Trouble myself.
The spirit of bringing up any idea is to edify one another, so I have... Sorry.
That's okay.
I'm joking. Okay.
So, what was our question?
Our question was,
Why
does this happen?
I don't know. Why is it so hard to talk to your leaders, right?
Yes, that was our question.
Yes.
Why is it so hard to talk?
Hey Fletcher, you have only 3 seconds to tell me how your day is going.
My day has been a day.
Conflict.